Looks like the mic works. Cool. Well, the time is 4:55 p.m. on April 17th. I was doing a couple pre-checks here for the audio suite that we'll post on YouTube later. This part's not finished yet. That's gonna need a whole bunch of work still, but I'm just saving myself some work later before I actually hop back into episode 51. At the time of recording, episode 51 is just been finished, and I'm starting the finishing process on it, which is a lot of work too. I'll get to that stuff later. Save that and open back that project file up. 10,000 million bajillion folders. Whole lot of work. I mean, 14 episodes back to back is a whole lot of work, which is why we're considering splitting it up into 7 each. Vegeta has a ball. Faulconer Re-Mix. So mixing an episode takes a long ass time. It's a lot of earballing it, carefully mixing each track, making sure it doesn't get too bassy, don't get too loud. It also involves a long and strenuous process of editing every sound effect. These are all the sound effects in different separate layers. Sometimes I have to rip sound effects. Sometimes I have to pull sound effects from other Dragon Ball Z episodes, and then I layer it all and time it all correctly. So like we got our vocal layer here as isolated as possible. These are all voices without any sound effects. Looks like a Looney Tunes cartoon, doesn't it? These are the sound effects that I ripped because at this particular moment in time there is Japanese Kikuchi music playing. And there are the broad 5.1 sound effects I can use straight from the Blu-ray rip. All this comes ripped from the Blu-ray, but some elements have to be separated and isolated via Audacity, which is a whole other process in itself. There's at least like 10 different steps just to get to this part where it's all just laid out. Over here in the orange are extra sound effects that I mix in for fun to try and more closely match the Canadian ocean dub, just for the added Toonami broadcast charm. This is another whole project in itself too. A lot of cartoon, a lot of Hanna-Barbera sound effects, a lot of sound effects from Sound Producers Library in the 90s. Lots of what other sound libraries? Universal, Warner Bros. Sound effects, some Joel Valentine things, all things that you can in fact hear in the ocean dub. And you know, I always constantly compare the ocean dub version too, because I have it right here for this episode. I got the Rock the Dragon. This is the fake Namek era. That was whew, what a nightmare that was. And here's the Vegeta has a ball equivalent.
Brought beauty to our planet and help make the soil rich. That's why.
But man, they'll add sound effects to everything. I like to try and strike a medium balance where I don't overdo it with the sound effects, because they'll throw like airplane jetliner sound effects when a character brushes a broom across the. It's a little over the top. They'll do like serious sound effects for cartoonish scenes. Most of the time, the extra sound effects I add in are just comic relief. But I'll add a few extra action sound effects, like here when they're charging up. That's like some Sci-fi Atom Change. Most of these are pulled from Sound Effects Wiki through hours of searching. And they're mixed along on top of the actual real sound effects, and they're very, very carefully balanced so that it doesn't get overwhelming and over the top. The main sound effects that are in the actual episode are obviously always prioritized. So they're always much louder than these. You can kind of barely hear them, but you'll hear them, don't worry. That's a whole mixing process in and of itself. If you hadn't noticed, I already actually started mixing this episode yesterday, and I got pretty far because mixing an episode takes about roughly 6 to 8 hours to mix an episode if you have minimal interruptions. It's a long process where you carefully balance the audio and tweak it everywhere. See, each one of these are... This bottom layer is the actual Faulconer Re-Mix of Faulconer Re-Mix, where I actually edit in the music. So this is all the soundtrack on the bottom here, separated by a little stripe layer. For organization's sake, because I've done 50 of these episodes now, and this is just how I sort of organize it to try and keep it all in one piece. And that's the introduction, pretty much.
You to show me a little appreciation for once?
I wasn't talking about the food.
Anyway, I'm like 15 minutes into the episode, so it should probably only take me a couple more hours to actually finish this one. Here we are over here.
On his way there already.
Yeah, just finished this scene.
Exactly, and we must warn the eldest Namek that he's coming. Please, please, you have to help me. Come with me, please.
It's risky, but I'd say we'll be in even more danger if we let Frieza or Vegeta get that Dragon Ball.
Okay, let's go. You lead the way, I'll follow.
Right.
With any luck, this won't take too long. But I want you to wait here with Bulma until we get back, okay? We can't let Vegeta sense us both.
You're right. It'll be better if we split up.
See ya! You guys be extra careful.
Yeah.
So that's got to be lowered. That's where I am next. So you got to analyze every element, make sure the voices are all audible.
See ya!
Make sure the sound effects are audible. And make sure the music can be listened to, but doesn't overstay its welcome. You don't want it to be too loud, otherwise it's intrusive.
See ya! You guys be extra careful.
Let's see, -4 treble. Yeah, that matches pretty closely. So I think this is straight from an episode rip. I think this is straight from... Password is Purunga. And this is a clean cut Joe made because this is technically our debut scene where we use Namek flying. And always when they use Namek flying, most instances where they reuse Namek flying in the show was pulled straight from episode 70. So they have these, what's called nanites lingering because it was ripped straight from the episode. So that little clicker noise, that clicking noise that is used in a lot of Frieza tracks. It's used a lot early on, actually. So that's used a lot in edits because it was ripped straight from Frieza Approaches. Over here, this edit's looped here, and you can hear the nanites when it starts up. that little. It's pulled right from that, and you can hear the nanites from the Guru theme playing slightly over it. And that's what you're hearing here. So, in order to get a clean cut of that, to make it feel like you're hearing this track for the first time ever, we just kind of remade it. And by we, I mean Joe. I just take credit for his work.
Am I kidding? I doubt any of us are gonna make it off this planet.
No. They get the composers get a lot of the credit. I play the silent role of stitching all this together. And also planning it out.
See ya!
It's actually a pretty good volume to start out with.
See ya! See ya!
Roughly when a character talks, you want to go about -2 decibels. -2 decibels is a healthy amount where you won't notice that the volume is lowered, but it is now underneath people talking. It doesn't sound like it. They're trying to. The music isn't intrusive.
You guys be extra careful.
Bye! Bye!
Okay, so from there I'll just have it gradually. Like that.
See ya! You guys be extra careful.
You too!
Bye!
See ya!
Put a little reverb on their echo.
Bye!
You too!
You guys be extra careful.
You too!
Bye!
It also enhances their voice a little bit, so you can be a bit more forgiving on the volume of the music, because you'll hear them just fine. What the hell?
Bye!
I think that's okay, probably.
Bye!
Voila.
Careful.
You too!
Bye!
And this is just sound effects, no voices, so you can probably be a bit more forgiving with that.
Bye!
Just let it play at its normal volume. Should probably drop the treble, actually. Tweaking the treble is a common thing I do for, well, damn near every single track that plays in every episode. When you listen to the audio suites, I don't mess with the treble too much, but what it essentially does is make it sound less crispy. So, -4 is probably a good light amount. Some crispier tracks, you probably want to go -6 or -8. And if it's already a pretty soft sounding track, -2 is a safe bet. -4. -8. Yeah, it's fine.
See ya! You guys be extra careful!
You too! Bye!
I might have went a little too hard on the reverb there.
See ya! You guys be extra careful!
You too! Bye!
Vegeta seems strong. Vegeta seems...
And the talking resumes.
Vegeta seems strong.
See if I can put a little reverb on Krillin's voice, but it's mixed in. Krillin's monologue is mixed in with the flying sound effects, so I can't screw with the reverb too much, otherwise it becomes noticeable.
Vegeta seems stronger than he's ever been. The power I sense from Frieza was even higher than his. I don't know what kind of training Goku's doing, but... Vegeta seems stronger than he's ever been. I even had a girl!
That's the end.
Don't all get creamed. Who am I kidding?
Lower it on the smaller spectrum, just under 2.
Die here. And I never even had...
Let's go like 1.78.
Vegeta seems stronger than he's ever been. The power I sense from Frieza was even higher than his. I don't know what kind of training Goku's doing, but whether he's...
Sounds pretty when it's all by itself. Unfortunately, it is mixed in with a gag. That bottle flute is the tricky one. That one did not want to agree with blending with the original. Oh, that's got to be lowered to Kingdom Come. D-4. That sounds pretty good. We'll lower the treble a little bit. Yeah, that'll work.
I'm gonna die here, and I never even had a girlfriend! I'm gonna die here, and I never even had a girl!
Try lower it some. Yeah. This needs to be subtle. That sounds good to me.
Had a girlfriend!
I'm hesitant to lower the treble on that. That is the standout sound of the moment right there. That's the comedy gag.
And I never even had a girlfriend!
It'll be fine like that.
I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die here. And I
What's wrong about that? We'll just start with -2, see how it sits. We'll let it play and see how it feels. This is Techno Training by Joe Halaska. A lot of thought went into how we were going to handle space training, but I don't know. We just went with the main Dragon Ball Z theme.
friend.
Wow, 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 wow. So, that's nice because that track was written to debut in that scene, so I don't have to cut it or edit or trim it. It's literally just written to scene, matched to picture, is the right length, and gotta mess with it, basically, because everything else is chopped up. So when a track debuts, it's as simple as plopping it in for me. Well, there's more to it, because now I gotta mix and carefully. Make sure sound effects are at a good, appropriate volume. Goku space training scenes are always very tricky. This is an easy one because there's literally no music going on. But whenever I do have to rip sound effects for him, a lot of there's a combination of Goku's sound effects, Goku's actual echo, and then the hum of the spaceship are constantly mixed together, and if there's Japanese music on top of it, it can be very difficult to separate them. And sometimes you gotta prioritize whether you want to hear. You never really hear the hum of that spaceship anyway, unless you have like a brief moment of silence like here. I'll try to make sure you can hear it subtly. And I know that it seems like that echo, Goku's echo, isn't important. But trust me, if it's gone, you notice it. I had a similar issue way back in episode 43 where I almost rendered the scene where Kui and Vegeta talk to each other. They talk in a hallway, and when they're talking in that hallway, you can hear their echo subtly, and I didn't think it mattered, so I omitted them. I omitted Vegeta's echo because I had to pitch up his voice manually, and it's cut into chunks, and it was just an extra like 5 steps I had to do to get his echo in the right pitch and timed correctly. So I initially omitted it, and then when I watched the scene, because Quees were still in there, I noticed that it was a big difference. Like he went from like talking in the hallway to like talking in a shed. It felt off. So it does add a lot to make sure all that echo and reverb is still included in the final mix. Plus, it just wouldn't feel authentic without it.
Even had a
Why don't I lower the treble?
and
Yeah, I'll lower the treble and I'll leave it at the volume it currently is. There's no dialogue, so you kind of just... This is just an opportunity to just listen to it. Probably don't even need to lower it at any point. This is like as easy as it gets, actually. This doesn't happen very often.
and I never even had a girlfriend.
Maybe I'll lower it like 1 decibel. And I'll do it here where it's kind of raising in volume here. Being able to look at the audiograms is like the biggest, like without that I would not be able to do what I do. To visually see where it starts to get too loud. I kind of want to raise that riff a little bit at the end. Minus 95 decibels. And I make these volume tweaks all throughout the episode. Everywhere. All over the place. That's why it takes so damn long.
Even had a girlfriend.
Some computer beeps for the gravity monitor. It might have actually sounded better, louder. It came out pretty nice. I wonder if, you know what, I can use that whoosh I used earlier. Not that one. Which one did I use? This one. Let me borrow that and just reuse that. Because why not? Ah! Just kind of mix that in there. Make that a lot less crispy. Give it some whoosh. I'll see what I can do, Joe. Joe here shooting me a message asking me if I can get the YouTube version of this done. That takes a lot less time, but it still takes time. Whereas like mixing an episode might take roughly 6 hours, 6 to 8 hours if I'm not interrupted, and it all goes smoothly. Whereas like mixing the audio suite probably maybe takes like 2 to 3 hours. It's a lot less complicated. You just make sure every sound is roughly the same volume at an appropriate level, not too crispy. But you don't have to account for voices, sound effects, and mix all that mumbo jumbo in. I wonder if I should have put in like a little air puff sound effect there. I don't know if it's necessary. Did Ocean Dub do anything?
We're trying to...
No. It's fine. Who cares? What are we gonna do? Put a Popeye? Oh! A train steam whistle. It's too goofy. That bass line has got to be reduced. Is this pulled from my rip of 73? Joe's clean cut, which is less bassy than I think what I put together. Yeah, but it's still kind of bassy, and I'm okay with it being bassy. I don't know. Let's try it, see how it fits. Should probably lower it one more time, 2 more decibels. I like to lower the volume in increments of 2 most of the time. Just because, I don't know, I like even numbered things, and it always seems like a good increment to swap volume with, because I tend to lower the volume 2 every time a character talks, and that just happens to work. So.
Good. Then it's time to start working on 30.
Goku! Can you hear me? Hello? Oh, come in, Goku!
Hey, I sure hope that's you, King Kai.
No, it's the chair talking to you. Of course it's me!
There. Little cartooning. Embellished on top. Courtesy of Joe. Snake Ways theme for those of you who might be familiar with our previous work. Oh. Let's start with -4.
Goku! Can you hear me? Hello? Come in, Goku!
Hey, I sure hope that's you, King Kai.
No, it's the chair talking to you. Of course.
Well, it's definitely got to be lowered. There's no arguing that.
We're working on 30.
Goku! Can you hear me? Hello? Come in, Goku!
How big of a difference does the treble make? The treble, depending on the sounds used and how high register they can be, adjusting the treble is not equal. Adjusting the treble can make a bigger difference for some tracks than it can for others. Sometimes adjusting the treble -4 for one track isn't going to blend it much better than it would for another track.
No!
I think this is definitely a case where adjusting the treble makes a big difference in how it mixes because it's very high synthy.
Of course it's me! Of course it's me! How are you, Goku? I had some trouble tracking you down. You're moving at a pretty good clip there in that spaceship of yours. Sounds exciting!
Wait a second. You mean you don't know anything about what's going on?
Yeah, I'll leave that -4. These will be -6.
Hello? Come in, Goku!
Hey, I should...
Hello? Can you hear me? Hello? Come in, Goku!
Hey, I sure hope that's you, King Kai.
How are you, Goku? I had some for a little Dragon Ball hunt.
Yeah, they talk pretty much throughout. And it's nice to see that the volume of their voices is consistently high, unlike a lot of the rest of the episode where it'll be flip-floppy. Dende talks really low, and some characters talk very high.
Those Nameks never even had a chance!
It's Dende, and who are you? What brings...
And it's not very noticeable when you're watching, but when you're trying to mix the music in and make it all balance and fit, it's a nightmare. It's like a whole extra step to more steps. So, anyway. They talk pretty much throughout this whole
I'm excited.
track.
Exciting.
Wait a second. You mean you don't know Namek?
You can fill me in a minute. First, I have something important to tell you. Important to tell you. Tell you.
I want to raise the volume by the time we hit that cue, because that's timed quite nicely.
You. You see?
That was surprisingly difficult to time. But, you know, that's why we do what we do.
Hey. Hello? Come in.
Oh! Hey, I sure hope that's you, King Kai.
No, it's the chair talking to you. Of course it's...
Much better. That has got to be made less crispy.
It's the chair talking to you. Of course it's me.
And lowered, like, I don't know, -4 or -6.
King Kai?
No, it's the chair talking to you. Of course it's me. How are you, Goku? It's the chair talking to you. Of course it's me.
Yeah, that sounds good to me.
Hey, I sure hope... Yeah, I sure hope that's you, King Kai.
No, it's the chair talking to you. Of course it's me.
Yeah,
How
that's
are
perfect.
you, Goku? I had some trouble tracking you down. You're moving at a pretty good clip there in that spaceship of yours. But I guess it means you're off to planet Namek for a little Dragon Ball hunting, huh? Sounds exciting.
Wait a second. You mean you don't know anything about what's going on? It's a long story, but there's a whole lot of trouble waiting for me on Namek.
You can fill me in a minute. First, I have something important to tell you. You see... Sounds exciting.
Wait a second. You mean you don't know anything about what's going on? It's a long story, but there's a whole lot of trouble waiting for me on Namek.
You can fill me in a minute. First, I have something important to tell you. You see, I've received some unexpected guests.
Yeah.
You.
And even if that didn't time perfectly, I could cheat a little bit and move the sound effect just a nose hair, a frame or two, just so it times, but it timed pretty nicely.
You see, I've received some unexpected guests.
Guests? What's the big deal about having some guests?
Well, for starters, they got down Snake Way even faster than you did. Let's just say they're some pretty strong guys. I've received some unexpected guests.
Guests? What's the big deal about having some guests?
This one's tricky. I remember this one was tricky when we first used it in episode 19 as well. It was very grandiose, but you can't let it get too loud because you can't hear what the hell is happening. Boy, episode 18, sorry. Boy, oh boy, what a victory that was. It was so exciting too, because we were so sick of the filler, working on filler arc episodes, that the fact that we finally made it to King Kai's felt as victorious for us as it probably did for Goku. Months and months of work.
Guests? What's the big deal about having some guests?
Well, for starters, they got down Snake Way even faster than you did. Let's just say they're some pretty strong guys.
Goku's little xylophone blinks I added there. Didn't want to go too over the top because this is a really nice moment, and I didn't want to take away from it with some goofy sound effects. I mean, I do a little bit, but I don't go overboard.
Even faster than you did. Let's just say they're some pretty strong guys. Dumb?
See, it's very subtle. Mix it subtly and it doesn't get distracting.
Dumb? Okay, I'll give you a hint. There's 4 of them.
I'm bored.
Yep, let's also say you know these guys pretty well.
No way! You don't mean...
You guessed it. They're here and they want me to train them harder than I trained you.
kidding me? Everyone made it? They all reached here together? That's great news!
Hey, can I say hello to him?
Of course. Just rest your hand on my shoulder and speak. He'll hear you.
What's up, Goku?
Yamcha!
Guess we just missed each other at the check-in station, but we saw Kami and he told us about this place.
Uh-huh.
Anyway, King Kai told us you guys might try to find the Dragon Balls on planet Namek so you could wish us all back. That's really great, Goku. You're a good friend.
Thanks, Yamcha. So who all's there with you? What about Piccolo? Did he make it?
Yeah, he's here all right. Like I'd let those clowns train without me. I don't want them to start thinking they can show me up or anything.
And you said you ran into Kami. Is he there too?
No, not Kami. He stayed back at the check-in station. It's Tien and Chaozu.
Chaozu? That's fantastic! How is he? Is he doing okay?
He's doing just fine, Goku. In fact, I almost had trouble keeping up with him coming down Snake Way.
All right! Way to go, Chaozu! Wow, you guys. This is great. You don't know how glad I am to hear from you.
Goku is certainly relieved to learn of his friend's safe arrival on King Kai's planet. However, still more of his friends are in danger on planet Namek. Can they escape the watchful eyes of Vegeta and Frieza? Don't miss the next Dragon Ball Z!
Yeah, so anyway, that is pretty much how the rest of the episode plays out. I thought I'd just let that play for any first-time viewers. But I'm pretty proud of how it all went together. It's definitely me, as an editor, having my cake and eating it too. Because, I don't know, there were so many different ways I could have went about this scene. But I really, really wanted that Goku recovers track here. And I really wanted the heroic arrival track here on this moment. And neither of them played very well off of each other because of the structure and the nature of the track. So I had Joe come in and kind of work his clean-cut magic. He's a master of what he does sometimes when it comes to transitions and how he can cut things short and make things work and transition one thing to another and match sounds. He has a lot of practice at it, so give him all the credit for making this scene work the way it does. Oh, and this closing theme was actually custom made. The team wrote this one completely from scratch. Mixed in a little extra wind org to kind of add that warmth to it. And it sounds like an early closing music bit. Like if you were just listening and you weren't, I don't know, listening to me, you'd just think it was just another early version of the closing music, because it kind of sounds like it.
Goku is certainly...
Mostly with the way the dewdrops are mixed. And the fuzz box, which is the guitar.
Hear from you.
Goku is...
It worked perfectly, with no editing. Played it in its entirety. A lot of the time when I have to find scenes for some of these tracks, I want to make it feel like it could have been originally written to it. So it requires careful timing and editing to try and play the track in its entirety. And this was like a perfect moment where it all just happened to work out. So I'm pretty happy with the ending of this episode. It's a really good episode overall. Freezing nanites. Nanites is the clicker sound.
It's been too long. Dodoria should have been back by now. Something must have happened. Maybe I better go look for him.
Forget him. If he isn't capable of dealing with two puny pests and a baby Namek, then I don't want him back. Continue your search for the last 2 Dragon Balls.
But how will we find the Namek villages without our scouters? We'll have to search this entire planet!
And that's exactly what we'll do. Don't worry, Lord Frieza. We'll find them.
This is another instance of me trying to, quote-unquote, debut this track here and try and edit it to work to this scene. There are a couple cuts here and there, but I don't think they're going to be very noticeable. It's all just so kick drums and snares can land on top of. I say as there's nothing on this one.
If you find any villages,
but most of them are synced to something, to scene, to picture, which is kind of how they did it in the original show anyway.
Sir. Otherwise, meet me back at the spaceship in 3 hours. Now head out.
Like this snare right here.
If Vegeta tries to interfere with my plans for getting all the Dragon Balls, he will soon regret it.
You know.
I refuse to.
Personally, I'm not the biggest fan of this theme, but I recognize that it's an important theme. I just think it's a whole lot of nanites and snares and kick drums and not a whole lot of melody to it. I recognize that Mike was just writing something to picture, something eerie and ominous, and it works, but they kind of overused it throughout the Frieza fight. It's a little overused, and I have like I have a little bit of a philosophy with not overusing some tracks. The sweet spot is you want to use it like 3 to 5 times over the span of like 10 episodes, and that makes it not overstay its welcome, but be very recognizable, and hopefully the viewer can appreciate said tracks. Like this space training track, I think this only gets used like 5 or 6 times, because there's only so many space training scenes. And there's multiple space training themes too. This is just the debut of the techno one that we call it. No, I'll just continue my mix. Where was I?
Well, for starters, they got down Snake's way even faster than...
Bored?
Yep. Let's also say, you know these guys pretty well.
No way! You don't mean...
Definitely lower that. Play a little dirty trick here where I'm gonna have the lingering section raised. It's a little sparkle magic pixie dust.
You guessed it. They're here and they want me to train them hard.
Should be loud enough. It's a better match. If this one is -2, and then the extension Joe added on is a little slightly less crispy than the rip that I have. It's like another problem where like 75% of the music we use from the show is ripped from the Blu-ray rips, so they're obviously not originally from Faulconer Productions. They're not the original audio files by any stretch of the imagination. They're just high quality rips from Blu-ray audio. So they are not always balanced or mixed correctly. You know, some can be softer than others. They often lower the treble for these episode mixes. So they're very inconsistent, and you have to play it by ear a lot of the time. turn.
He'll hear you. He'll hear you.
Just gotta lower it a fair bit. At least 2.5. I got they changed it in the manga. Piccolo's facing forward, but they decided to turn him around for the anime. I don't know, it's a fun little detail. Let's go -6 for that. And subtract 4. See how that fits.
Ooh!
Yamcha!
Guess we just missed each other at the check-in station, but we saw Kami and he told us about this place.
Uh-huh.
Anyway, King Kai told us you guys might try to find the Dragon Balls on planet Namek so you could wish us all back. That's really great, Goku. You're a good friend.
Thanks, Yamcha. So who all's there with you? What about Piccolo?
Anyway, King Kai told us you guys might try to find the Anyway, King Kai told us.
It's a great theme. I love this theme.
Kai told us you guys might try.
Not used nearly enough in the show, but maybe that's for the best. You don't want to overuse it. Lessen it.
So you could wish us all back. That's really great, Goku. You're a good friend. King Kai told us you guys might try to find the Dragon Balls on planet Namek so you could wish us a good friend. Good friend. Goku, you're a good friend. You're a good friend.
Thanks.
Goku, you're a good friend.
Ah.
Great, Goku. You're a good friend.
There you go. That seems less noticeable.
Thanks, Yamcha. So who all's there with?
The Windor kind of matches with his thanks, Yamcha.
Thanks, Yamcha. So who all's there with you? What about Piccolo? Did he make it?
Yeah, he's here all right.
Like I'd let those clowns train without me.
How is he? Is he doing okay?
He's doing just fine.
Then you ran into Kami. Is he there too?
No, not Kami. He stayed back at the check-in station. It's Tien and Chaozu.
Chaozu? That's fantastic!
He's doing just fine, Goku. In fact, I almost had trouble.
Okay? Chaozu? That's fantastic!
Kind of see whoever put this together, me or Joe, tried to balance the track as best we could, but you can see some areas that are louder than others.
Back at the check-in station. It's Tien and Chaozu.
Chaozu? That's fantastic! How is he? Is he doing okay?
He's doing just fine, Goku. In fact, I almost had trouble. Goku. In fact, I almost had trouble keeping up with him coming. Almost had trouble keeping up with him coming.
We're gonna lower it again.
With him coming.
All right! Way to go, Chaozu! Wow, you guys. This is great. You don't know how glad
Right here at the end, we're gonna raise the Windor for dramatic effect a little bit.
know how glad I am to hear from you. Wow, you guys. This is great. You don't know how glad I am to hear from you.
Goku certainly relieved to learn.
Go up another decibel because we still have this isolated D minor wind orc note for mixing blending purposes.
To hear from you.
Goku is certainly relieved to learn of his friend's safe arrival on King Kai's planet. However, still more of his friends are in danger.
Hear from you.
Goku
am to hear from you.
Goku is certainly
You don't know how glad I am to hear from you.
Goku is
Sometimes you just gotta earball it till it sounds good.
You don't know how glad I am to hear from you.
Goku is certainly
Like that.
Goku is certainly relieved to learn of his friend's safe arrival on King Kai. Goku is certainly relieved to learn of his friend's safe arrival on King Kai's planet. However, still more of his friends are in danger on planet Namek. Goku is certainly relieved to learn of his friend's safe arrival on King Kai. Certainly relieved to learn, however, still more of his friends are in danger on planet Namek. Can they escape the watchful eyes of Vegeta and Frieza? Don't miss the next Dragon Ball Z. Ball Z. Z. Goku is certainly relieved to learn of his friend's safe arrival on King Kai's planet. However, still more of his friends are in danger on planet Namek. Can they escape the...
Go minus 15 for that.
Are in danger. Still more of his friends are in danger on planet Namek.
Oh, and up this. This is a good sound effect.
His friends are in danger on... Still more of his friends are in danger on planet... Still more of his friends are in danger on planet Namek. Can they escape the watchful eyes of...
Too loud.
Still more of his friends are in danger on planet Namek. Can they escape the watchful eyes of Vegeta and Frieza? Don't miss the next Dragon Ball Z!
Probably crossfade this out sooner. Yeah, right when that little piano trill comes in. Oh, and I should probably retime it too. Yeah, this is another instance of me cheating because I want it to time with when the fuzz box comes in. But unfortunately now, that means this is slightly mistimed. So, it's an easy fix, honestly. It's an extremely easy fix. Push it back like 2 frames. Beautiful!
Still more of his friends are in danger on planet Namek. Can they escape the watchful eyes of Vegeta and Frieza? Don't miss the next Dragon Ball Z!
Don't miss it. This is our mid-season finale right here, actually. I don't know if I mentioned that earlier. But this is the halfway mark. This is episode 7 out of 14. And it's a nice little happy ending. I quite like this whole sequence. So if we ever... I mean, watching this in retrospect is probably going to feel silly. But if we ever decide to release them... we can do it one of 2 ways. We can release all 14 weekly, but that's probably going to take a lot longer, and I'm sure there's some impatient fans out there. It's nice to have fans who are enthusiastic and eager. But you could get these first 7 episodes sooner, because this is it. All the other ones are finished. And we can release these at a nearer date while we continue working on the latter 7. Or you can just get a weekly fix sort of thing. I mean, we released the Saiyan battle, and that was like, what, 15 episodes, 16 episodes, something crazy like that. We released those weekly, and good God almighty, that was so much work. I can't even begin to describe how much work that was. That was like years off my life. But it was fun. I enjoyed doing it, and I'd do it again. But this is different. This Namek arc has got circumstances are different that require a lot more work, a lot more careful recreations of original sounds, a lot more careful reverse engineering of the original 90s episodes. A lot more thought, a lot more planning. Not that the Saiyan battle didn't have a lot of thought and planning. It sure as shit did. But these episodes are more demanding if you want to get them right. Like, I mean, listen to awkward frog music. Where else have you heard this before? literally can't rip that anywhere else, but episode 70, which was never released. So we managed to get our hands on that, and that it's just been a lot of demanding extra work to basically do what no one else could ever do. I mean, we had some help figuring a lot of this out from Mike Smith himself. But that's a story for another day, I suppose. But yeah, it was pretty much the whole episode all mixed. This is a good episode. It's a very important episode, too. A lot of careful balance of familiar themes, like Vegeta's theme.
Frieza can tear this planet apart looking for that ball, but I'll never suspect it's hidden so close to home.
A lot of familiar themes
To be alive.
that you can hear and you're like, oh yeah, this is the Namek arc.
Swear, it's the best I have.
But it's also like a lot of reincorporating some of our newer themes that we wrote for like Dodoria. Some repurposed Saiyan battle themes. And most importantly is this scene, which was a scene I had in my head for a long time. These episodes in particular, episode 50 and 51, have a lot of subtle or not so subtle references to whatever that The Dark Prince Returns, which is a Buu Arc episode. And somewhere around in that Buu Arc episode, near the end of the episode, when Vegeta is evil again, it plays Frieza's theme for like the first time in like 100 episodes. It's great. It's one of my favorite moments in music editing in that show. It's very clever to bring back Frieza's theme.
This is too awful. There must be some mistake.
The Vegeta I know would never have done this.
After many years, Vegeta is once again challenging Goku to mortal combat on Earth.
It's perfect. It's brilliant. So I do something similar where this scene is actually Evil Vegeta's theme's swan song, where we send it off in this scene, and then that's it. It's never used again in the project. We phase it out here. But we use it here for Vegeta, and then thematically we pass the torch with this nice little transition as we switch to Frieza's theme. And it's basically taking the same idea, basically saying that the main villain is now Frieza, and it's kind of thematically connecting Evil Vegeta's theme to Frieza's theme in a similar manner there.
Vegeta! He's attacking one of the villages! That bastard! Those Nameks never even had a chance!
Why? He's just an animal, isn't he?
Yeah, and from the looks of it, now he knows how to sense power levels without a scouter. So we're stuck, because if we try to fly anywhere, he'll find us. I don't know if he's working with Frieza or not, but if either one of them gets their hands on all 7 Dragon Balls, we're gonna be in some serious trouble. I don't think anyone will be able to stand up to them.
We may not be able to fight them directly, but if we can manage to find just one of the Dragon Balls and hide it, we can stop them from making a wish.
No, that's not enough. It won't stop them from looking for it. They'll kill every Namek on this planet until they find it.
Oh no.
What are we supposed to do? I mean, Vegeta on his own is bad enough. But Vegeta and Frieza together? Man, I don't even know if Goku's strong enough to fight them both. Damn it! I should have killed Vegeta when I had the chance.
I still don't understand. Who are you?
So that's basically the idea there. That thematic passing of the torch from Evil Vegeta to Frieza's theme. And this isn't the first time we use Frieza's theme, but it is an important instance of us using Frieza's theme. So it's kind of blurring that line between Evil Vegeta and Frieza. You know, just like the Dark Prince Returns does. More repurposed Saiyan battle songs.
The open for all to it.
Other repurposing tracks that were set up in previous episodes.
Don't ever try to stop me. I should have known. Sitting right out in the open for all to admire.
This whole sequence is a nice little thing I waited like some 6 or 7 episodes to pay off, which is debuting the peaceful Namek music, because there was never really a great spot to introduce the Namek theme, because the first time we're introduced to the Nameks in this show, they're held at gunpoint by Frieza's guards, so this seemed like a more thematically appropriate instance where Dende talks a lot about Namek and talks about the eldest Namek, so I tease it and sprinkle it here and there throughout the episodes, but this is actually where we just play it full on.
Rise by these men too. Then we must fight them together, and I know someone who can help. I must take you to see the eldest Namek.
Huh?
And who's that?
Yeah, and you know, with careful editing and some very sly transitions, we can make them work in a lot of different scenes. Like I really like this little bit here when Joe kind of deflates the energy out of the Namek theme here in a comedic fashion. It's really good with comedic timing.
I myself am his 108th child.
But, well, how exactly did your father have a child all by himself?
What do you mean, how? He spit the eggs out of his mouth, of course.
Oh, right. How silly of me. Wait, so what you're saying is he is actually a she, right? A female!
Female?
You know, and some awkward frog music, followed by a really nice track. This one's done by Rakim. It basically sows the seeds and sets up an origin point for a lot of Namek and Dende themes. So it sets up a lot of music from Password is Purunga, sets up a lot of tracks from it's up to Dende, the Goku and Jason Birder facing off music, which is obviously a lot of Amakudari stemming from the Namek theme. It's just kind of melding a whole bunch of different themes and leitmotifs into one origin point for this dialogue scene, which was it was tricky to craft and kind of come up with the structure of the scene altogether.
Okay, anyway, so you really think going to see this eldest guy will do us some good?
Yes. But it's important that we go quickly. The ones who attacked my village already have 5 of the Dragon Balls. And if another village is being attacked right now, like you say, unless the Nameks can hold them off, they'll be looking for the eldest Namek soon.
Sorry, kid. I think it's all over.
I'm not sensing any more power levels. It doesn't feel like Vegeta left any survivors.
Oh no. If that's true, then there are only a few of us left alive now.
Wait a sec. So if Vegeta got the 6th Dragon Ball in that village, and if there aren't many Nameks left out there, then does that mean the eldest Namek has the last Dragon Ball?
That's right.
This is bad! It might take Frieza's goons a while to find him without their scouters, but that won't stop Vegeta. If he has any kind of power, Vegeta will sense him from miles away. For all we know, he could be on his way there already!
Exactly, and we must warn the eldest Namek that he's coming. Please, you have to help me. Come with me, please.
It's risky, but I'd say we'll be in even more danger if we let Frieza or Vegeta get that Dragon Ball.
Okay, let's go. You lead the way, I'll follow.
Right.
With any luck, this won't take too long. But I want you to wait here with Bulma until we get back, okay? We can't let Vegeta sense us both.
You're right. It'll be better if we split up.
See ya!
And that pretty much leaves us off where I started this mixing session. Like I said, I got most of the episode done beforehand because I knew it would be kind of boring to watch. It's a lot of tedious me earballing it, listening in,
The world was once lush,
trying to
and
make sure
beautiful,
nothing's too loud,
like with forests of Ajisa.
and
One
tweaking
day,
little
a
tiny
massive
things here and
storm
there.
darkened our skies. Violent
Fixing Funimation's weird little mistakes with the audio, because Lord knows they did make a lot of mistakes.
Follow.
right.
Render that, and yeah, that's, I don't know. We do a couple checks. We listen from different speakers to try and make sure that nothing sounds too loud. Sure it all sounds good, and then I edit the audio music suite for all of your listening pleasure, so you can watch it to picture.
And I never even had a girlfriend!
And yeah, this and while this does pay off a lot of ideas that we set up in the previous episodes, it also sets up a few more themes and ideas for later episodes, like the techno training music and whatnot. There'll be more of that in the episodes to come. A lot more Zarbon and Dodoria music, which have some overlap because they share the same leitmotif. Yeah, it's all a work in progress, and I'd say we're a little more than halfway done. Well, maybe a little more than halfway done because of a couple very hefty projects that we had to do. But yeah, that's...
Maybe I'd better go look for it.
That is episode 51. I don't know, that's pretty much it for mixing. Then I go to the audio suites. These are the folders where I save them all. It was unexpected problem. That was a fun one. That's this one is another example of what I meant, where I would do references to the Dark Prince Returns, because this is like literally the same exact ending right here. It's just me paying tribute to Ben Kasparik's masterful editing, the height of Dragon Ball Z's music editing, which in my opinion is late Cell Games era to early Majin Buu era, before everyone got fired at Cake Mix Studios.
Maybe it wasn't such a good idea to come here. Maybe.
Then it really shows, because Julius is working on his own and he's unfamiliar with the library. I have some opinions on the music in some of those later episodes, but it gets a lot better.
Aimed a bit of damage to the hull.
So yeah, I don't know. That's pretty much it. Don't know what else to stream here. I'm just gonna render this. Takes a couple hours to render. Nah, not a couple hours. It takes like 40-ish minutes. As long as I'm not running too many other applications. And then I can start working on the YouTube version. I save and render the episode. I render the uncompressed audio in different chunks in WAV files for the recap, the first half and the second half, because apparently that is easier to sync up, like with, say, Dragon Box or Seed of Might footage, if someone in the future wants to do that. It's just easier to do. So it's like each episode has like 5 or 6 different elements to it that I gotta render each separately.
It's hidden so...
You.
Save this, and then I'll get started working on the audio suite. Create a new project file so I don't delete any of my progress here. And then start clearing each each layer. So that we're left with nothing but the music. Version. This is version 4. You know, even before we started the Namek saga, I don't think any fan knew how many different versions of the recap music there was. Part of this whole Namek arc process was categorizing and fully cataloging each and every music piece, which was a project worthy of its own separate endeavor. That alone took months, but it helped us better understand the soundtrack even better, and you know, not a single stone goes unturned as we map out these episodes. Yeah, that is roughly the volume I want the whole episode to be at. Usually the recap and closing music are slightly higher than most of the rest of the music, but it's a good benchmark setter to show you how the volume I usually want an audio suite to be at. And obviously not every track is going to be the same. Some tracks are meant to be quiet. Like, I'm not going to raise King Kai's theme 20 decibels so that it can match like an action track. That wouldn't make any sense. But you want it to be relatively balanced. That doesn't look very balanced, but that's because we have some heavy drums here going on with Vegeta angry here. It's more or less at a balance so that no sound, like you can listen to it without any track sounding particularly quiet, and no track sounding particularly loud. Yeah, like that was clearly a dialogue track going on here, and this is clearly some kind of action track over here. Vegeta's themes. Deceptively horribly balanced. Our rip of it anyway. Our rip is very clean, but it is not perfectly balanced in terms of volume. As you can see, there's a little bit of a hump in the middle, and the way it opens with a so I gotta kind of lower the very beginning, and I gotta kind of lower this middle area here so that it comes out a little better balanced. This opening reminds me a lot of, I don't know if I had this in mind when I initially edited this. I don't think I did at all, but this opening reminds me of in the tournament after Vegeta punches the punching machine, which is a hilarious moment of music written to scene. It's perfect. It's actually probably my favorite scene in the whole series of in terms of comedic timing for the music wise. I mean, not that one. This one, I think.
210. 3. 192 points.
You can't tell me that's great. That's great stuff. That's beautiful. This opening reminds me of this episode, where where it plays Vegeta's theme. Everyone's awestruck, and everyone looks like they're drawn in a Looney Tunes cartoon. Pretty much same energy, same vibe. Although it kind of suits a scene where Vegeta's actually there to kill people and not just fool around at a tournament. Yeah, all these little tweaks I do to account for the voices coming in. Someone starts talking at this point. Undo all that so you can listen to it fresh. You know, it's much easier, but it's still time consuming because you want to make sure that the audio is all consistent and balanced right. Raise that. Something fierce. Is 5 too much? Let's see. This version of Bulma's theme is incredibly important for like 2 or 3 scenes that we've done in the Namek arc. This might be my favorite version of Bulma's theme actually because of the way it ends. It ends with this lingering bell note. This is like from the 2nd episode of the series when Bulma stops and thinks to herself. It works, for an editor, it works perfectly. Undo that. This was a recreation I was very proud of that we did back in episode 36. That was, like, bravo, Rakim. Excellent job with that. It sounds more or less it sounds pretty much 90%, 95% accurate to the original, but it sounds better mixed, you know, no disrespect, but, like, if you watch the original scene, it feels like, like, took a MIDI for Call Out the Dragon that he already had, stripped some instruments away, and then kind of sloppily edited it together on the scene. Totally something he would never do. But that's the beauty of it, of the score sometimes. So it has this, like... the way it starts with this sloppy cartoon and cue.
It's me, Piccolo!
You don't have to yell, you know.
Oh, sorry. Go on.
And then the track sort of just kind of awkwardly starts from there. And so what we did when we were putting together that idea for episode 36, we sort of extended it and kind of let it breathe and let it be its own thing.
I'm Chano. I'm Dango.
Dragon is not making it all about.
We took that, we gave it a beginning, we let it start on its own and let it breathe.
Gee, I need to check.
I'm sure.
Now, that's good.
Hey, Master Roshi, I
Gave it a beginning instead of that awkward cartooning cue, and then we took that awkward cartooning cue and we moved it and we put it here. So it's still a part of the track, but now when you listen to it in episode 7 or 76 or whatever it is, it sounds like it's edited that way, like the editor cut it that way from a pre-existing track, which was the intention. Let's up it one more. I don't like odd numbers when it comes to balancing these tracks. Boop, 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 boop. It's not supposed to be a very loud track, but I would like to raise it up just a little bit so it's easier on everyone else. Lovely dreamscape, that running water sound, very Namek. We use it in a lot of themes. We use it a lot. We use it more than I cared to admit or cared to have done in the Saiyan arc, because Joe really wanted to use it a lot for Snake Way, but it worked. Felt very separated using it purely for Snake Way. It's a very Namek associative sound, and I wanted to avoid using a lot of Namek sounds until we actually got to Namek, which is a long wait. Let's move that ramp up at the end there. Decibels. I think the whole thing gradually raises. Just trying to offset that a little bit. Well, it's basically, quote unquote, a moment of silence, but we're not allowed to do that. Funimation gets mad at us if we put a moment of silence in there. that transition. It's a nice little transition. I have to raise that a little bit so it sounds more natural. Yeah, I didn't do nothing to this one. Joe loves this one. I think it's fine. Probably erase that at least by 2. You know what? We'll lower the snares coming into it. Yeah, I'll just leave it alone. Raise that. Just get rid of the treble altogether. It's a pretty soft sounding track anyway. Kind of let it be. It's a fairly balanced track. I wonder if in retrospect, given the legacy of this track, if I would have fought to change that 74 square note here that always goes ew. So I remember a couple people said it just immediately made them think of Cell, which I get it. It's a bit of a juicy, exciting sound to suddenly introduce into this slow brooding track. It's fine, but who knows, in retrospect, maybe like a different, maybe there could have been other sounds that would have been more appropriate. Gives it that flavor. Dinner's over. Blade Runner sounds real fishy in that one, but it doesn't always have to sound the same. There are a lot of different weird ways you can make Blade Runner sound. probably make that edit in the episode, but I think the dream streams drop here. Small little EQ tweak to lower the bass because it gets a little bassy. I think it's just from having pulled it from directly from the show somewhere. Couldn't tell you where. It's not super noticeable, but it just plays a little bit better without the bassiness, especially for mixing. Raise that bad boy, quattro, maybe more. I think I'll just leave it how it is. It's a very unbalanced track. Except here. This is clearly raised for dramatic effect. Oof. What a drop. Ow. With the way Gohan is drawn there. Quite like this track. Fun fact, this track was, its in-house name was Nappa on the Rocks for a while. Before we finally came up with Dangerous Silence. It was the best we can come up with. Called it Nappa on the Rocks because we wrote it for the scene when Nappa was buried under rocks. And then we used it quite a bit. It's a really great track.
Ken. Last time on Dragon Ball.
Your time is up. I expect to win.
Wow, no way! He's got him! Way to go!
Quite like this track. Is a tricky one. It's way too bassy. That's better. Surprisingly difficult to edit here. A little bit of Vegeta's theme to treat the fans. Whoa. This is a Vegeta's theme. The second half of Vegeta's theme is the ultimate example of what a difference trem strings or messing with treble does, because these are both at the exact same volume and they crossfade pretty seamlessly, more or less. But when you add -4 treble, which isn't a whole lot, it just sounds like this. Night and day difference. Did that. Does it for the halfway break. Yep, and I'm gonna go ahead and take a break, come back to this in a little bit. But I hope this was not too boring to watch. Try to make it a little informative, give a little idea into how boring the process is. You know, a whole lot of earball. I'm sure other people with some background in sound mixing and editing can appreciate a little bit of this. But this is just some of what goes into the project when you watch some of these episodes. You know, they aren't made in a weekend. They're long and tenuous processes, but it's a lot of fun. So, I don't know. Hope the few of you who watched this enjoyed it. Who knows, maybe we might do it again in the future. Thanks for tuning in.